What did you say? No, I didn't ask him and he didn't say, so I'm presenting a little bit about him, but it is what it is.
Members of the committee, members of the council, we welcome Ms. Renee Pratt, the Executive Director, Social Services. Ms. Pratt, welcome. Will you introduce those with you?
Yes, thank you, Chairman Stein. I have our CFO, Pam McEwen, with us.
Thank you. Welcome. Our threshold question is, can you operate within the mayor's proposed budget?
Yes, we can operate within the proposed budget.
Okay. Thank you for that. The floor is open for any comments you wish to make about social services and the good work and any potential other needs that you may see.
Great, thank you. The Department of Metro Social Services continues our mission of assessing and documenting the patterns of poverty and seeks solutions that promote a positive impact on the most vulnerable people in Davidson County. This year has been a very busy yet productive year. Social services program areas continue to provide services and sponsor events that will assist the neediest in our communities. Our nutrition program served over 146,000 meals to over 9,000 seniors. To date, we've placed 79 families in housing and prevented 295 families from being evicted. Social Services, along with other community partners, held our second annual Ride to Thrive event. This event provided health screenings, resource and referral information, kids' activities, food, and fun for the county. Over 500 individuals and families attended this event. We continue our annual Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday activities along with our partners to assist families in our case management system. In addition, Metro Social Services produced the 5th annual Community Needs Evaluation. We remain committed to bringing data, social issues and analysis, and recent research findings to Nashville. The 5th annual edition provided demographic, social, and socioeconomic profiles of Davidson County and comparative data to Tennessee and the U.S. It also describes the magnitude of poverty, as well as evidence-based practice that can be used to identify updated and proven methods of social and human service delivery. The Metropolitan Homelessness Commission, under the direction of Will Connolly, along with other community partners, housed over 189 people experiencing chronic homelessness in 100 days, tripling the usual housing placement rate. The Commission collaborated with Metropolitan Development and Housing Agency to create a preference for vulnerable individuals in the Section 8 program. The Commission was also featured in a segment of 60 Minutes. Over the past year, we are excited about new opportunities through our strategic planning process to evaluate, refine, update, and reallocate resources through a creative process to effectively address the critical needs of Davidson County's most vulnerable residents. While we can absorb the majority of the proposed budget cuts, we were concerned about the elimination of our bus passes. The Finance Office has assured me through savings in our department that we should be able to cover this deficit over the next year. It is through the hard work and commitment of the Metro Social Services staff with the support of our Board of Commissioners and community partners that we are able to meet the needs of the most vulnerable citizens in Davidson County through continuous monitoring of gaps in services and identified trends. We appreciate the Council's support, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Pridemore.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for being here, Ms. Pratt. You covered one of my questions, but maybe in the elimination of the bus tickets, how many families did that affect?
Well, it eliminated all our bus passes for that particular line item. So that was $10,000 in that particular line item. And we buy day bus passes, 7-day bus passes, and I believe monthly bus passes. So generally, people that come that are seeking employment or housing or looking for other assistance use our bus passes. So we have on average, well, since from June 2013 to December 2013, we served over 1,000 people that came through our doors. So potentially some of them would have issues to need bus passes.
Are there similar programs available in Nashville and within the government or private entities that may assist in recovering some of that or allowing these families to utilize their services?
Yes, there are other nonprofit agencies in the community that have bus passes, but those are limited. And the Homelessness Commission also provides bus passes. I think they are the only other entity in government that provides them, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, and you said it's about budgeted $10,000?
Yes.
And you've been, I think you mentioned in your statement that you've been assured that we will be able to cover that deficit?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, again, I have basically the same questions for the, one of the other statements you have in the reduction of funds for meals.
Right.
I mean, how's 6,600 meals, what is that? What's the dollar value in that?
That 6,600 meals is approximately $25,000. We are coming in under budget in our nutrition program this year, so we can't absorb that cut. We were initiating a new program for 50 to 59 individuals that need assistance with meals, but through that cut, we probably will not be allowed to assist them. So.
Okay, so and you're going to lose how many people you will not be able to assist?
Probably approximately 200 to 250 people.
No meals?
No, but those meals have not been started yet. That was through a new initiative that we were starting and have started this past year.
So we're not basically taking anything away?
We're not taking anything away,
all right.
No.
So you're talking about $25,000 for that program and $10,000 for the other program?
Yes.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for what you've done for Madison. Has been assisting us over in the towers. I certainly appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Pratt, as I read the page on yours, 21, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6 items there total $76,700.
Yes.
And other members of the council can chime in or express themselves. But will you please, obviously number 1 on your list is the bus tickets, but if you would provide back to this committee a list of those items in sort of priority order, and then I think for the purposes of our committee discussions that we ought to put the $76,700 on our wish list pending you're giving us a list of those in sort of priority order as we see what funds we have available to see if we can't work on some of those items.
I would definitely do that. I will provide you with a detailed report to the council.
To Ms. Waller.
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore.
Thank you, Renee, for being here, and you're the CFO? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I guess I just have to piggyback off of the other, Councilman Pridemore and Councilman Stein. And looking at the Meals on Wheels, have you looked at other nonprofits as well? Because I know that, take, Vine Hill Nutrition Center, they have, Vine Hill Center Apartments, they have someone to come in and feed them on a daily basis. So, or do you look at other nonprofits to help with Meals on Wheels so far as transportation with churches to help assist with that? Have you looked into that?
We have not looked into that right now. We are looking at that for the future. We just went through an internal audit that I believe will be one of the recommendations, that we look at other possibilities of partnering with nonprofits and other community providers in the city to provide those meals.
Now, do you all tap into Public Works about burial assistance? I know it's a low number, but I know that they do that as well. Or do they do cremation? Which one?
Well, Public Works used to help us when we had the public cemetery to do our burials for us. Now we contract with a private vendor, and they handle that part of the work for burials and for cremations.
Well, I do know I have access to your program, so I know what a great job you all do, and I know that it's very challenging for you all. And like Councilman Stein said, if you could prioritize, it would be great as to what is really needed.
We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Councilman Tigert.
Yes. How much under budget do you project you'll end up the year in?
Anywhere from about $54,000 to almost $60,000 for this year.
And I know you can't predict it year to year, but in theory, some of that money could be used to supplement this.
Yes, unfortunately, we have been advised that we will experience another cut in our nutrition funding. At this time, we don't know how much of a cut that will be.
That's not included in this budget?
That is not included in this budget.
And is that a grant or?
That is a grant.
But you don't know how much, so.
I don't know at this time how much.
In theory, we'll have to absorb that too then to
Yes, sir.
maintain the same level of service.
Exactly.
Chairman Stein, a question for the administration then. What assistance can we offer, or are you offering this department to help identify these areas of efficiencies that could help make up this deficit that Ms. Pratt described?
Christine, Innovation Office.
Mr. Riebling?
Well, I mean, primarily, a lot of savings in departments is handled through personnel, not filling positions. There's a vacancy for a period of time, and that's how, if you look across the government, probably one of the primary ways in which we've been able to continue to grow the fund balance is by having vacancies in positions. So that would be one sort of budget thing. It just takes time sometimes to find the right person.
Right.
And you know, and there's a process, takes time. And secondly, I know that in the mayor's office, the Office of Innovation, Christine Lalonde especially, has put a lot of effort into working with social services and looking for ways that going forward they might be more efficient and provide more service, you know, at reduced cost.
Leverage money and.
Exactly. Work better with nonprofits and, you know, the private sector and all that. So all that is in process. I don't have anything definitive, but I know that, and Renee may be able to talk about more, but I know that's stuff that's in works.
Okay. Any comment there? Or?
Yes, we are. We currently, through strategic planning and the Office of Innovation, looking at ways to administer programs to become more efficient and more effective.
Great. Thank you.
Councilman Claiborne?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for, first of all, the reports that you make available to us from time to time, showing us what's happening in our district and the kind of services that you provide. That's very good. I have a question on the meals. In the budget book, and you may not have this, but under the services at a glance, meal preparation reduction, it says the number of meals can be provided will be reduced by 26,000. And then in the handout that we have, it says that the reduction in meals is 6,600. Are those two different numbers, or is there a typo there?
The
Or?
original 26,000 meals was our proposed reduction of 96,500. The mayor's office came back and only reduced that budget by 25,000, that proposal, so that is 6,600 meals.
Okay, great, then that's better. And then under your at a glance, the number one thing on the staff reduction is a reduction of a part-time site coordinator position, reducing the ability to staff nutrition sites at all times. Can you talk to us about that?
We have 15 congregate meal sites here in the city. We have 15 staff that support those sites, and that's one nutrition site coordinator. And at the time, we have that as a current vacancy, and we haven't filled it for a long time now. So that's why we were able to offer that as a reduction in staff.
Okay, so I see that reduction is $800. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. It's just a part-time position.
So if you had that site coordinator, $800 would cover that part-time person?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I think that we could certainly look at that as we go forward.
Councilman Claiborne seconds that. That's part of that 76. We'll see that back on the list.
Thank you.
Ms. Pratt, thank you very much for being with us, and if you will get that priority list to Ms. Waller, we would appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Mr. Solomon?
The legal director lawyers.
Okay, you'll be, Stephanie's very nervous.